Hey guys, welcome to Rockus's question and answers number 5. I made it. Thank goodness. All right, so let's get started. Whew. All right, are you ready? Question number 1 that I received from you guys that I've been overlooking. I apologize for the delay with work and a lot of real life situations going on and whatnot. I've been able to actually get the time to have some downtime and be able to make this video, which is just super awesome. On the side of working 65, 70 hours a week and trying to get all that stuff situated and bills and constantly going around making new videos and creating new things and adventures for you guys so that you can see. So I really wanted to get this started and really apologize for not really making a whole lot of videos just recently. I know I've been making next to none, and I promise I'll try and do my hardest to get more up. So before I begin, I want to say thank you very much for the 600 subscribers that I did get to reach. It's a wonderful and amazing milestone that I was able to reach, and I mean, wow, that's quite a lot. And then 800 followers on the Facebook portion, which is like 700 or yeah, just near close to 700 and something likes on just that platform itself. Wow, such a huge platform, and feedback from you guys from reading and looking at just quite wonderful things that you guys have been saying and been reacting to. So from my personal feedback, I greatly appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. Let's begin. So question number 1 that I did get from you guys. What animal was your first fursuit? Well, I know you guys dated back to excuse me, quite a while ago. It was a gray wolf. It was Volvith. He was he was the mentally unstable, which means that he was fighting with Radvith and Rockus to decipher whether if he wanted to be good or bad. That was his character. He was the median, kind of like how my life portrays that character. We physically and emotionally had a connecting click. So that's why we drew together so well. And the character itself, I created him first because I was like, well, I love him a lot. He physically meets every criteria and aspect of what I think of myself, but I can be him outside. So I had Heads and Tails create that fursuit. He was I believe made in 2015, and I started wearing him in 2016 to a barbecue in Orange County, California. And while he was my very first fursuit, I think I got Rockus right after that, about a few months later, when a lot of people really started to like the fursuit. This is 1.0, and really like this question a lot because it dates back to almost 3 years ago, pretty much. Almost, I think, near 3.5 years, and I can't believe that I've had this suit for that long. And I'm trying my best to maintain it, keep it, well, lush and really pretty and everything like that. So I love doing these videos. I mean, he's so fitting, he's so vibrant with colors, and I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So, with Volvith being in my, in my mind quite a lot, I miss him a lot. He's in possession of an owner that I trust to take care of, obviously, and he's always in my mind, always. I plan on, when I get a little bit more money, to probably get a new version of Volvith, which is Radvith, which is Radvith, which is the 2.0 version of that character, but he's the wolf that Volvith didn't want to be, but he partly was, because he was that character. And Rockus is just a complete different rainbow fluffy who you all know and love, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't be making this video. Anyways, so I really want to hopefully get that character out by like maybe next year or something like that. Maybe like you know, like sometime this year, but or this time, but next year. So I think that would be pretty cool. I'm saving a lot of money. I've been able to save a lot of what is it? Money as far as like my savings and just cutting costs and whatnot. So yeah. So Volvis was my very first fursuit. He was gray and blue. He had a kanji, which was excuse me, written like right here that said "I'm blue," and that was my favorite song because Eiffel 65 is my favorite artists. I love "I'm Blue," Journey, "I'm Loving You," The Edge. They make great songs. So one of the songs "I'm Blue," I had kanji right here because he's the "I'm Blue" wolf, Volvit. Just came up with the name and pretty much the character just driven itself. Anyways, moving along. Alright, so I get this question quite a lot actually. What's it like in Arizona? And please don't say it's just hot. Makes sense. Arizona, people think first intentions. It's hot, warm place. I mean, every place has its ups and downs, you know, but I'm not saying Arizona is a bad place. I'm not saying Arizona is a good place. I love Arizona. Arizona is a warm but very cool place. Like this morning, I just worked an overnight job doing security, and it was what did it reach to? I think it reached to like 35 degrees tonight, and it was raining, and we're actually getting some snow, which is pretty cool because it's mid-October. Last year we didn't get snow until late January when I first made the video in this fursuit, which I freaking love so much. So yeah, he or I was you know, really looking forward to that. I was super excited because it was our first snow season, so I was like super. So we get snow here. We get just as chilling and cool as anything else. We have beautiful areas. We have tons of wilderness, hundreds and hundreds of miles of trees. Flagstaff, Williams, Strawberry, all the way up to the northwest. I mean, we have, tons of wilderness. I mean, from what you guys have witnessed, I mean, I've gone to different states, but I love Arizona because it's true, it's mellow, it's beautiful. If you want to get away, if you want to be in the city, we've got it. You know, we have a beautiful reputation for having such the most, you know, beautiful wildernesses. Being able to just get away and, you know, have beautiful places to come and visit. You know, we have the Grand Canyon, we have Sedona, we have Flagstaff, Phoenix, Tucson, the Petrified Woods. We have, man, I can list so much. I can't, you know, from the top of my head because I've got a short time limit actually. I keep falling over on these rocks here. I apologize. So yeah, I mean, as opposed to, you know, Arizona, it's one place to visit that it would be an eye-opener if you did, because it's just gorgeous. It's got so much to show and prove, and it's 365, 24/7, beautiful in Flagstaff. And if you're looking for heat, Phoenix is a little bit up your alleyway. Williams is normally where I go and do most of my videos, or some of them, but I mean, definitely a state to visit. I'm born and raised in California, and I mean, going to several different states all across the West Coast. I mean, we've definitely got some beautiful areas to check out. So, moving right along to the next question. Thank you very much to the person who wrote that, and I hope that answered your question. Question number 3. I forget, I have 4 paws, so it's like 4 minus 1 because I only have 5 or 4 paws. It's 3. What? What kind of camera do you officially use for your pictures that you blog here, and how big is your interest in photography work? Great question. I really like this question a lot because I really have a keen eye for photography sometimes. Back during wintertime, I had friends that were doing, you know, helping me with pictures. I don't know what kind of cameras they were taking, but they had like Nikons and all this other cool stuff and everything like that. And then I had some of my other friends help me out that were in various areas, as opposed to, you know, like being here, being there, and whatnot. Whoops. As opposed to, what was it? Being, what was I gonna say? As opposed to being like a photographer, like really good at it. Excuse me one second, I need to check to see if the camera's still working. It is. Excellent. As opposed to having a keen eye for photography, I don't really consider myself as a photographer. I just take really good photos that I think are nice, edit them, and then post them on my Instagram, which is r3d.wolf, if you guys are wondering. Let's see what else. My camera that I use for recording is a GoPro Hero 5 Black. So it's a generation that doesn't have the 4K, but it does. But it's only got it for 30 frames per second, but YouTube still doesn't have it for some reason. Like YouTube does 1080p 60 frames per second, and that's all I'm fine with. So that's what I use to record with. If I ever get question and answers, I normally take a picture of the questions on this junky LG Flex phone that I've had for about like almost 5 years now. And then normally how I work all of this is that, like, normally when I do a video, I have my second paw, which is right over there, and I stuff it right here, but I only use 3 fingers to navigate and everything like that. So if my paws look a little weird, it's because I'm navigating with 3 fingers while having the 4th thumb activating the stop and go to pause and start, and really just you know, keeping control. So I'm not, you know, like walking to the camera and I'm like, well, I could have done this to kind of check the recording, but then I could have beep if I wanted to. So and I would do that before. When I started doing videos, I would walk up, or I would have to edit it, and then it would decrease the frames per second, which was like, oh, what's the point of making a high quality video when it was just gonna ruin it anyways? And it would take it down to 720 frames per second, and then I was like, whatever. So thank goodness to this little thing, which I keep falling backwards, which happened to be $60 from GoPro, and I was like, oh, is this really worth it? And well, that's how they make their money. $60. This is 60 for this little thing. Can't believe I haven't even lost this thing yet. It's cool because it also comes with a watch too, so if you want to, but it's a pain when you have pause on, so it's like, and then you have to manage the camera and then turn it on because it's not like voice activator or anything like that, so you have to play around with it. And oh my goodness, when you're at a convention, or when you're trying to get a selfie, or when you're in the moment, it turns out to be a hot mess. Ask any of the furries that's probably got a selfie camera that's just like that, or a GoPro, and they'll probably say, yeah, my life's better. It's just Rockus. Makes sense. Question number 4. Alright, let's see what this one is. What's your favorite part about being a furry? Well, being furry. Getting out and exploring and you know, you know, putting yourself out there with who you are is really cool with being a furry. You know, you're accustomed to who you are, to the character you've created, and the places you go. It's a story. That's exactly what fursuiting is about. It's a story. It's like where you wear your colors, where you wear your pride, is where you take it, and the stories it tells. And guarantee you, I mean, it shows a lot. Trust me. So, I mean, that, in my words, short and sweet, that's how I envision it, and that's how I see it as, is that it's a story that you take everywhere, and it's accustomed to your colors and creation that you're showing out there that no one else has. Or maybe they do, but maybe you might rock it better than the other person does. Who knows? It depends and is on that person to determine that. And then some, and to their own. Moving to the last question. All right. Which direction do you plan on taking your YouTube channel? Let me answer that with 2 paws, because I like that question. And see, you'll watch me turn from human to furry. Now, I plan on taking this channel to adventurous areas. You know, I have so many great ideas. I have so many places that I want to check out and visit. So many cons that I want to see, and so many fursuiters that I want to meet. You can't meet them all, and you can't do it all. Whoever says that has never done it all. And my plan to really go out and do all of these things is starting with recording it and taking all of those good memories with me. Meaning that when I go out and go somewhere, it's like I want to record and do all of this stuff, but I want someone to come along with me. And it's kind of an enticing feeling, because you're like, whoa, people should see this too. So, I mean, one of my really good role models is Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin is a very enthusiastic person who's so high on life, who's got a very good empathy, as opposed to, you know, being so, I'm trying to think of the word, being so, like, rich and good, and good, like, man, just being a good behavior, if I want to say, as weird as that sounds, but he makes it so like you're there. He makes it so like you're like, hey, you know, imagine if you were here and I were to show you what it's like if you were here. And I may have probably just repeated what I just said with some of the people going by, but I'm losing my train of thought. I apologize. What I'm trying to say is that I really look forward to the guy, because no matter what he did, no matter where he went, and no matter the people that he met, he was always full of life. And honestly, that's what I really want to name the video, is full of life. Because if people weren't full of life, what was our point being here in the first place? Just to stand here, grow old, and you know, pass over, and that's it? I mean, no, life is, you know, so joyful. And now that we have cameras, you know, now that we have this ability to record and do all this cool stuff and whatnot, it's like, why don't we take what we have, the technology, the tools, the energy, the empathy, and the reasoning, put this all together, put 2 and 2 to you know, work, and make something beyond awesome, like getting out and doing stuff like this, or, you know, there's so much that we can do, and so much that we're capable of doing, and it just depends on the said person to really do that. So, I mean, this video is really just on an onlook about, like, the things and people have thought about to create a message to send to me. So I'm not just Rockus the sled dog. I'm Rockus the adventurer. I like to go out and adventure things. I like to be something. I like to, you know, go out and try new things and see the world. And I think if everyone had that same attitude, we would have, I don't know if we would have any YouTube, as opposed to people just doing their own thing. I mean, I'm not saying I do all of the best I can to get out there, but you never know what wonders live just within the step of looking at your backyard. seriously, it's crazy. I started when I was 18, and now I've gone to almost maybe 10 or so states already. You know, just within 6 years. You know, and actually that's just within maybe 4 years. You know, you never know. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this question and answers number 5. If you guys have any thoughts and, you know, feels and whatnot of what you guys thought about this video, please let me know in the comment section below. I always like to hear your feedback, and I'm happy that I got the questions that I did, and I'm hoping, you know, question and answers number 6 is ready. So I got a lot of things coming up as opposed to you guys. Lots of things saved up on the GoPro, ready to reveal, and get ready to do it. So thank you guys for checking out my video.